Meow Huples Cat. Just going to show you a quick 4-minute video with some nice music showing you the off-grid solar passive house that we're having built in the wilds of Ontario. That is our retirement home, and we may well be listing in 2 months this place here. So I'm actually creating and sorting stuff out. So sit back, enjoy some really nice music with a few secret art projects you will see floating around. So then I will talk about the place and show you some of the stills for my new home, and Kitty's new home, and Biscuit Marmalade the cat's, and Wolfie the terrier's new home. So grab a coffee and a vegan snack and enjoy. Well, I hope you enjoyed that tour. Just a few little brief details. Initially we were told that the house would probably be ready in November of 2019, but construction delays and parts getting in and getting construction crews in and the pandemic has delayed it. So we're now looking at a probable completion date somewhere around May of 2021. The major thing that has to go in is the solar panels, and the struts are there for them, and I think they're just basically waiting for warmer weather. And they'll put them in, everything will get fixed in, and off we go. The principal heating will be a solar furnace which will provide underfloor concrete heating both on the ground floor and on the top floor. And the wood stove that you'll see is actually really cool. It's pretty much heating the house anyway on its own without any extra supports, which is pretty good. So this is a view of the main entryway, which is on the north side of the building, opposite the original 19th century cottage. The patio was an addition that we placed on there, and it's actually cost us a fair amount, but we figured we needed it for coming in and out. You've also got quite a nice little room there to change coats, harness the dogs, and all the rest of the stuff you have to do, rather than come into the house to do that. So the main feature of the house, because it's solar passive, is this enormous central area where the kitchen, open plan kitchen is, and a living room is. Above the kitchen's a loft area, and the reason we don't have a central stair access from the central areas, there are two couples living on two sides of the building. So we figured we could have two stairs going up, and I also, because I'm a prepper, I wanted to have two stairs because if you're blocked from going down one stair because of fire, it's nice to be able to go down another stair. I'm not really keen on one way in and one way out. And this house actually has 4 ground floor entryways, which is very, very good. I did specifically ask for the windows to be able to very quickly completely open up on the top deck so you can escape. I'm not sure if we're going to get that feature, but I won't know until we move in. So this is just a view of the back of the house looking south from the loft, and you can see that it's actually fairly big. The video doesn't do justice to the size of the place. It actually is quite ginormous. I think the ceiling is like 38 feet. All the windows have pretty good views. Some include the original property like this one, which is looking north from the loft. And this is the loft looking south. This is the tall major windows that are actually in the central area. How I'm going to clean these, I don't know. So to access the two small separate houses, there's a door on the ground floor and there's also a door in the loft area. This is a door in the loft area. And as you can see, the trim needs a little bit of an adjustment on that. As soon as you walk in, immediately on your left is the stairway, the enclosed stairway going downstairs. So this means with the doors shut downstairs and upstairs, cats and dogs won't be spilling into the common area and having a tussle. So this is our sinks in our bathroom upstairs. We asked for 1 sink, we got 2 for some strange reason, and we're supposed to have fixtures and fittings which we've paid for, but we can't find them. So they're the kind of things that go wrong when you're doing a new house build, and are to be expected and are to be taken calmly. This is the bathtub. It took quite a bit of effort because I wanted a long bath and I like to lie in the bath, so there it is. The colour on the wall is not the final colour because we're going to put tiling up. That's actually the colour of the hardboard. It's not the greatest picture and the windows very much need cleaning, but as you can see from the bathroom window, pretty much all of the windows are different sizes and are functional in terms of being able to open or shut, and all of them have really impressive views. For example, this is the window in Kitty's bedroom, the upstairs master bedroom, and this is the view looking south onto which is actually literally a rock face mountain that's on the property, and from our side, without ever going into the common area, we can exit the house, which I think we all wanted to do because it's important to actually be able to have privacy when you're sharing accommodation. So I apologise for this is slightly out of focus. It's a screen grab from a video which I didn't take, and when I get up there I will take my trusty Canon camera and I'll get some really nice wide angle shots. It's just not possible to get those sorts of internal shots on a cell phone camera, but the guy that did this did a pretty good job. So as I say, this is looking from the floor, the ground floor living room, looking directly into my bedroom, because I'll probably have the ground floor bedroom because it's a small one. So just a shot of the trimming as you go in. Of course I will have a doorway for privacy. I suspect that my doorway will never be shut for my bedroom because I suspect the cats and the dogs will constantly want access to me. Strangely enough, I have a built-in closet, as does Kitty. Storage space is going to be at a premium. Now if we have to tear down the original cottage, we will have the barn and also a separate studio to put stuff in, but really we're not going to have a lot of space. So what we're doing right now is we're literally going through everything in our home and throwing out what we don't want and what we don't want to keep. Now, because I'm a bit of a prepper, we have an awful lot of stuff that we're not going to be throwing out, and it will be at the Shire property, and in fact it's already up there, and that complicates moving quite a bit. So this is just a view of the downfall living area. You can see this open stairway comes down to it. There's lots of space under the stairway. Not sure what we're going to do with that. Not sure where we're going to put the TV. Not sure of all of that stuff. Until we actually move into this home, we're not going to be very unsure about where a lot of things are going to go. There is a shared downstairs bathroom, a guest bathroom if you like, and that actually also has double sinks. We did, in fact, I think all of us asked for single sinks, but I'm not quite sure what happened there. Somebody's probably got a new build with single sinks and isn't very happy. And it pretty much copies the view of the upstairs bathroom on our side. As you can see, there's a lot of trees on our property. The property that we own is 103 acres, and there's probably about an acre or so of that has been cleared. It has a pond, it has an old barn, a huge barn, and it has a little studio and the original farmhouse. And there's a lot of work to be done on that property, and being retired and living up there means I'll actually have the opportunity to do it. And hopefully, if internet works, you guys will be able to come along on that journey. The first thing I've got to do is get sorted out here, get this place sold, and then move up there and retire. After then, there's a few projects I definitely will be doing up there. The guys that owned it before us tried to build a cottage right on a beaver pond, and there's substantial work been done there. Now, I'm vacillating from tearing down and rebuilding to finishing off and altering. So we'll see how that goes, but it'll give me definitely months of creative outlet. So this is the view as you walk into the property from the front door. As you can see, it's pretty big, and it actually is quite enormous, quite cathedral-like when you're in there. One of the first things you come across is, in fact, on the right, is in the kitchen. Before you get to that, you'll notice a little door, and when you go through that little door, what you will find is a toilet, and then you will find a utility room. As you can see, the utility room is starting to fill up with electronic gadgets, all of which we're going to have to learn how to use. Because of cost, we actually started off with 3 batteries. We're probably going to have to go to 4, but we're kind of hoping we'll have the cash to buy 4, and we asked them to put the spacing in for the 4th battery. Not sure they did. So this picture actually gives you more of an idea of the size of the place. It's looking from downstairs where the internal wood stove is in the place, looking upwards at the loft. As you can see, it's pretty steep. This is some random artwork. It's going to be quite an adjustment living with 2 artists. Hopefully we'll adjust. I will hopefully be spending most of my time making videos and camping and kayaking and hiking. That's my plan. In between that, the idea is that we'll be tripping back and forward to Newmarket to see Kitty's parents, and also maybe doing some work casual based, I don't know, and maybe going to the movie theatres and documentary festivals and things like that. We hope to be pretty active in our retirement phase in terms of physicality, but also in terms of stuff we're going to do. One of the important things, I think, is to get some sort of volunteer work, so at least once a week you are committed to spend 3 or 4 hours in the company of other people who you may not like, doing work that you do like, so you actually have an enforced degree of social ability. It'd be very easy in a place like this just to never go out. Of course, I kept the kitchen for last. As you can see with the kitchen, space is going to be at a premium. We have 2 chefs basically living in this kitchen, both vegan chefs, so the vegan aspect will be interesting. We are getting 2 fridge freezers. The reason for that is both space and cost rather than 1, and we will be jointly providing food and sharing food, which is kind of the idea. There will be communal meals, there'll also be private meals, so you can eat on your own side, you can eat communally. So there's going to be a large degree of flexibility. Sometimes if you're feeling sociable, you can be sociable, and if you're not, you don't need to be. I think it's important to have your own private space in a communal dwelling. We may have to have these fixed. The original fridge freezer units we bought are no longer available, so the cupboard space probably will fit the ones we've got. We'll find out when we get in there. So the gap is where the cooker and the microwave will go. As you can see, the lights are there, the fixtures are in. So you can see the space there for the cooker and the microwave. It's starting to come together. It's looking much more livable than it did until this point. In terms of prepping an SHDF, if it collapses now, that wood stove keeps it warm in the winter. We don't have dedicated power, we don't have dedicated water. We do in the small cottage that's on site. So if we did need to bug out, we have a large number of supplies there already. It will keep us warm in the winter, and we could rig up some water, we can rig up some solar. So it is, as of now, habitable in an extreme situation. Obviously in a few months' time it'll have its own dedicated power, it'll have running water, it'll have piping hot water, and that would be all the time, no matter what the inputs are from outside, no matter what's going on. The only thing that would mess that up is of course an EMP, and I have to look at that as time goes on, but initially I'm quite content to have a sealed house with a wood stove in it. That fills the need for me not to die in a heat wave, and by the very design of the house and where it's situated and the fact it's concrete and other materials, it will actually stay quite cool most of the summer. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little tour. It's been quite some while since I actually mentioned the Shire. What we're trying to do now is get the fourth member of the party vaccinated, and then we can all get up there. We're probably not going to go up there next week. We've been working a lot, Kitty and me, because we have to pay for this thing, and it cost overrun by about 20%, which is about normal, but we went into it starry-eyed and hopefully it wouldn't. But it did. But the thing of it is that when we go up there, we will need to go up there for some period of time and get stuff sorted out and acclimatized to it. And I'll take a lot more videos when we're up there. But our priority has to be right now getting this place ready for the market to sell it, because the market's gone ballistic and it would be a good idea to sell this as soon as we can. We're not going to sell it till probably May, and we're probably not going to move out of this area until August through to November of this year. But the next phase of our lives, our retired lives, is about to start. So hopefully you will be with us on that journey, and hopefully you have a great day. If you like this video, please feel free to give me a subscription or a thumbs up. If you didn't, always feel free to give me a thumbs down. Feel free to ask me some questions in the comments below. Bear in mind, I know very little about the electronics and the furnace and everything else. Once they're up and running, once they're in situ, I'm going to have to learn them. But until then, I'm not even quite sure what we're putting in. What we've done is we've relied heavily on the builders to actually guide us in this process, and we've been checking stuff along the way, and I think what we're getting is as close to state of the art as we could get. In fact, we're still holding off on part of the solar pump installation because there is an integrated ductless system in Germany that isn't here yet, but might be coming in the next 3 or 4 weeks, and we will install that with one boiler rather than a 3-boiler system. It's all quite complicated. Toodles.
This has been a Dog in a Bonnet production, 2021.